Hi, my name is Sarah Wakalis, and I did my educational thinker presentation on Mortimer Adler. Mortimer Adler was born in New York, New York on December 28th, 1902, and he later died in San Mateo, California on June 28th, 2001. That was actually part of the reason why I selected him as my educational thinker, just because he was more recent, and I felt like I could relate to a lot of what he studied or stood for, because it was recent. Mortimer was actually married twice. With each of his wives, he had two sons, so he had four children altogether. He attended Columbia University. When he was finished, receiving his undergraduate, they actually withheld it from him. The reason for that was because he refused to do the PE final, which was swimming. He later became a professor at the Columbia University, and he also obtained his PhD. And then afterwards, he then went on to become a professor at the University of Chicago in 1928. He is actually known for co-founding the great books of the Western world. He's also known for editing the Encyclopedia Britannica, which I thought that was like a really big deal. He's written several books. He actually wrote over 20 books by the age of 70. By the age of 90, he had written his 60th book. Some of the books that he's done are How to Think About God, Aristotle for Everyone, and How to Read a Book. Some of his views on the learning process were that education has no ending point. He felt that it's a lifelong process. He also felt that all students could have a philosophical conversation, and were able to have, perform philosophical interpretations. One way he went about demonstrating this was he had a group of his students read the play Hamlet. When they came back to class after reading it, basically all he did was ask them one question, which was, what happened? So he would go to different people and ask them what their interpretations of what happened. Some students would agree, some would disagree. By the end of class, every student had given a different opinion, and some of them actually changed their opinions after hearing what others had to say. He also had a big role in putting together the Paideia plan. What that is it's basically he wanted the same quality of education for all the students. He believes that education has no ending point. It's a lifelong process. So we're always learning up until the day that we die. He also felt that, like specialized schooling, it didn't leave very much room for furthering their education, as where with like a liberal education, there was room for continuing it, and you're forming what he referred to as a general education, which would allow people to go out into the world for different traits, and be able to continue learning and adding on to that. As far as my critique of that particular plan, I think it's a great concept that there's same education for all students, to where no one feels that someone else is higher than them or lower than them or someone's better than them. Everyone's getting the same type of education all through school. I don't think that may always be the best way, because everybody's going to have different interests. Some people may be interested in science, some people may be interested in language arts, some people may be interested in history. Everybody's different. So it's kind of hard to have one set curriculum that everybody needs to learn, because then you may lose the focus of some. One of another critic of Mortimer was Nell Noddings. He felt that Mortimer was giving a false promise to his students, implying that because they're all getting the exact same type of education, they're all going to have the exact same information once they leave school and have the same kind of, not like smartness, but like knowledge, which he felt that was giving them false hope. because even though you're all studying the same information, receiving the same information, you're not all going to interpret it the same and remember it the same. So he kind of made some valid points in how that could be not effective with their learning. And I actually kind of agreed with his critique of that. So that's my educational thinker. Thank you.